haunted castle house in Brumley, Missouri. There was a mass grave over on the far side and then the pioneer graveyard right back here behind the house. This is where I had to put all the stuff that bothers Judy. We have a human skull, several different carved deities and little demonic figures from different countries. This is where I first saw the little boy. I've had lots of deaths in the house. We've had patients treated here. Oh, and the only time I've ever had sleep paralysis in my life was in this room. This is where Bert Sullivan died.
On tonight's episode, we're at one of the most haunted houses in all of Missouri, the Castle House. Thank you for that. Yeah, thank you.
Lord of Demons.
Can you grab one of those red lights if you are a child?
Correct.
Can you tell us your name?
Elijah.
Look at this right here. Elijah E. died at age 13, cause of death unknown. Elijah.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's like, yes.
It's him. It's Elijah. This has to be some of the most intelligent spirit contact we've ever had. We had no control over that whatsoever, and we didn't even know this. This wasn't covered on our tour. On tonight's episode of the Paranormal Files, we're at one of the most haunted houses in all of Missouri, the Castle House.
Castle House, when we bought it, we didn't know it was haunted. We bought it because it was just a really neat landmark. But then we had people started stopping every day asking us why we ever bought the haunted house. And they began telling us stories about what they called the Screaming Woman.
Now this house has a very interesting history. There have been multiple deaths of the owners inside of the home. There was a murder nearby, and behind the house there's a hidden graveyard. We're not just talking one body. There are multiple buried in the backyard.
We started to hear a woman in the house crying and weeping, and then furniture began to move, doors opened and closed on their own.
The current owners of the house have seen all sorts of apparitions here, men, children, women, everything. And we're here to find out tonight exactly who may be haunting this historic property. So, follow me, if you dare, and welcome to the Paranormal Files. All right, guys, here we are in Missouri, rural Missouri. Tonight we are going to the haunted Castle House. One of the most haunted houses in all of Missouri. Now, so many deaths here, so much crazy history, bodies in the backyard. I mean, can you think?
Nuts.
Yeah, can you guys think of a more spooky history than that?
I think this is a good starting point for this trip.
Yeah, this is our first night here on this trip. First time Papa Spooks and Connor been together.
Yes, let's go.
Yep. Let's go.
Yes, finally the powers meet. We've got everybody here. And yeah, this is just coming out here. We're really kind of out in the middle of nowhere. You wouldn't expect a big house like this out here. But lots of history, deaths. I think there's been 10-something deaths just in the house. Bodies, they don't even know how many bodies are buried out back. And obviously, this place is known to be very haunted.
Who does the arms together, the hands together? Like, is it Power Rangers? And lightning bolt goes up in the air.
Probably.
I watched that.
I don't know if it's really seen
Never
Power
mind,
Rangers.
young punks don't know anything.
Oh shit, here we are, guys.
Oh,
damn.
that came fast.
Ooh.
Okay.
This kind of reminds me of the
Haunted
Sally
Castle
House.
Kind of does.
You know, Sally House has that same circular. Wow.
Okay.
Yeah, I did not expect this place to be out here looking like this. Damn. Oh, look at the graves out back. You see those?
Yeah, right down there.
Dude, that's a lot of graves.
A lot of people can travel from there to there pretty easily.
Yeah, I would imagine.
What's that shack back there?
Just you know, your average creepy shack.
Little stab shed.
Little stab shack out back.
That's yeah, exactly. Smokehouse.
Smokehouse.
Yeah.
Connor knows how to
Yeah.
smoke a mean piece of meat.
Yeah. Human.
All right, well, we're here at the Castle House, guys. Let's put our hands in the middle.
All right.
The triple terror tonight.
We're a football team or what?
We're just
We can be.
We're just a bunch of assholes.
Yes.
1, 2, 3.
Let's go.
We didn't say anything.
Yeah, we didn't say anything.
It'll be fine.
Whatever. Let's do this thing. So, the Castle House. This is a location that I've wanted to visit For years, I've heard stories from other investigators that this small house in the middle of nowhere in Missouri contains some of the most active paranormal energy that you can find here in America. Now, hearing such strong words from friends of mine, I knew that at some point we'd have to come out to visit the place, and thankfully we did. I mean, just the history alone of this place is so intriguing, with the bodies buried out back, the number of mysterious deaths that have occurred on premises, and the existence of something dark within the confines of the home that even the owner doesn't know where it originated from, if you know what I'm saying. But yeah, I mean, when you go to a place where the owner physically sees spirits on property all the time, you know you're in for a treat.
So before the investigation, we always like to get a historic tour of the place. Here on this channel, we really emphasize the history of a paranormal location, because that is what has made this place have paranormal activity. So we decided we'd get a historic tour.
Hey, I'm Dr. Steve Skinner. We're here at the Haunted Castle House in Brumley, Missouri. This house behind me was built in 1885. The property was bought in 1859 by Reverend Jacob Shaw McCombs. We've had several doctors that have lived here. We've had several of the owners that have passed away in the house. But before we get into too much of the history, probably ought to walk around back and look at the graves before it gets too dark.
Okay, works for us.
When we came here, we were told that there were two grave sites. There was a mass grave over on the far side, and then the pioneer graveyard right back here behind the house. We wanted to verify everything as best we could, so we got ground penetrating radar out here 2 separate times, and where they have the pioneer graveyard, about 60% of the headstones, or the stones that are set up there, had hits on the right side centered on the stone. They were centered so that if somebody was rising, they'd be rising towards the eastern sun. So we also had cadaver dogs brought out here, and we got 5 hits with the cadaver dogs. We don't have any other documentation to it yet, so the next thing we started doing was actually doing a little bit of digging. And with the digging, we found a few coffin nails, and I know that doesn't prove anything, but that's the best find we've had from it. And next year we're actually planning on getting a backhoe out here and doing a little bit more. And if we could ever actually find a bone, we would love to be able to use DNA to identify who it is, make a proper marker for them, and then we'll stop all future digging there. There's several graves that are back here. They start where this little yellow flag is, and a yellow flag is where a cadaver dog got a hit. Then it continues on back here. This is obviously where we've been doing some digging and where we found the coffin nails. We also have some orange flags that are bent at 90 degrees. We've had a couple different dowsers come out here, and it's been interesting to see how their hits line up with each other and how they lined up with the ground penetrating radar. There's a couple rows through here, another row back here. There's also a wooden cross marking one, and that one we know was some previous owners that lived here, Nick and Marcy Sacco. When they lost one of their dogs, they buried it out here. And it continues down, right here is kind of the last row of the gravestones. And the stones are, none of them are marked. We've traveled to a lot of old cemeteries and seen several just like this, and it makes sense, back in the day, if you didn't have a lot of financial means, that just a simple stone would be the most effective, efficient way to mark the grave site. Then across the way, we were told there was a mass grave, and again, we had our gentleman with the radar come out here, and they did find something. They said there's definitely something buried here, whether it's people, animals, or junk, they couldn't tell, but there was consistent findings with disruption at the right depth. Since then, talking with some of the locals, we really think it's a mass dog grave. There was a couple that lived here that had a very unfortunate circumstance with several dogs they were raising, and they all died within a few weeks' time, and they ended up digging a mass grave for that. So I think we actually have a mass dog grave here instead of a mass people grave.
A mass dog grave? I've never even heard of something like that. That's crazy.
So
wow.
We initially started doing a little digging where some of our dowsers had found spots, but then once I found out it was probably dogs, I didn't think there was any real point in doing that, so we've left this alone now.
So that would be right this area with the...
Yeah, you can see we've actually got little stones that mark the outline of it. And to make it easier to find and easier for me when I'm mowing out here, I just went ahead and sprayed Roundup around it to kind of highlight where it's at, and it makes it easy to find at night.
So do people experienced things out here in the grave area?
They have. A lot of people have seen like shadowy things moving right around where the tree line is. A lot of them have kind of emotional reactions here where the dogs are. Back in the Pioneer graveyard, there's one stone in particular that almost every psychic that's been out here has been drawn to that one. And they just feel a powerful attraction to it. And it's nice when multiple people have that don't know what others have experienced. We also have had people put their like tripwires, the electromagnetic field measures on the string of tripwires, and we obviously have no underground electricity out here, no reason for something to interfere with it, and we get some movement, or some of those will go off in the graveyard. When I was out here one night myself, just kind of sitting and watching, saw several kind of white figures out of the corner of my right eye going back and forth there. Every time I would turn, it would disappear, but it really looked like something in white, about shoulder height, moving back and forth. We've had groups that have been out here who have heard a little girl crying, a little girl screaming. And I think that's probably the main things that we've had happen in the graveyard areas.
Well, that's a lot of things. It's not just one little thing. So my last question would be, why is there a graveyard here?
Okay. Why there's a graveyard, it's a great question, and I wish I had a good answer for it. My best assumption based on the findings and the cadaver dog hits, it probably was pre-records. The oldest records we have was when Reverend McCombs bought the property in 1859, and his fourth child, John G., died in 1860. That's the first recorded death we have here. His wife Emily died a few years later. That's the second one, and it's possible their bodies would be here. A lot of people had family graves at that time, so I don't know that. We have not been able to find any records of where they were actually buried, but if it wasn't those two people, then I would think probably somebody that predates that. And I wish we had records. We've been searching for them and, trying to exhaust every means of finding out what's really here, and that's why after 2 ground penetrating radars and 1 set of cadaver dogs, the next thing's the digging. And the only thing else out here for you guys, if you want to come out at night, you can see some light down there. That's a fence that has a hole in it, and our property goes on back. The Civil War camp was down at the base of that area, so you're more than welcome to go down there. The only caution I would have is, this time of year between the trees, there's lots of the big spiders at night, so just,
no thank you.
Just don't be the first person walking if you go down there.
What kind of spiders?
I don't know what they're called. They're those fat-bodied brown ones with the... No, I wish I knew.
Are they
but
poisonous?
No, not poisonous. No, we have brown recluse and black widows here, but those other ones, they just are kind of the creepy ones. You run into them, you jump all over, but they won't hurt you. When I was back behind, we had Reverend Jacob Shaw McComb, the first person who owned the property. He was in the Missouri Home Unit, Company D, from June to December of 1861. The company was camped just down at the base of our property onto a creek that's about a half-mile past it. We've had a lot of people that have been here report having interaction with Civil War characters or Civil War soldiers. The only thing I personally had was one night I was down there about 3 o'clock in the morning taking pictures. I started walking back up the hill, and I hadn't seen anything or felt anything, so I started singing Dixie. I thought maybe that'll get something stirred up. And I get halfway up the hill, and I hear something from behind me running into the woods. So I figured it was a deer. We got lots and lots of wildlife out here. I turn around and look, and there's a man that's about shoulder height, slim, and he runs off into the woods and then just disappears. It was so dark I couldn't tell if he was dressed in normal clothing or period clothing, but that's the one possible interaction I may have had with a soldier.
Wow. Yeah,
Even if it wasn't a Civil War soldier, that's even more creepy.
Well, let's walk up this way. We found the old home site that Reverend McCombs would have lived in, and when Reverend McCombs left, he sold it to his nephew, Dr. John Connor. Dr. Connor was the county coroner. He also had his own pharmacy, his own apothecary store, and the building was right past this little concrete here. We have a nice outline of it. It's a beautiful little rectangle. They also found where the chimney was. When I've done metal detecting there, I found a couple Indian head pennies, found an old brass padlock from the 1800s, lots of old nails. But we've got this outlined, and again, I just sprayed it to make it easier to find. But it went along there. The chimney would have been back here. With Dr. Connor, because he was also the coroner, he, in addition to seeing patients here, he may have done autopsies here, he may have prepared bodies here. He was here from 1875 till 1883. That was the first doctor that we had on our property. Also, in this entire yard, we got 2.2 acres. I've taken an EMF meter out here and measured, the milligauss, and the only place I get the 2 to 8 range is from about where that apartment is behind us to this fence, so kind of right where the original homestead was. I haven't really had anything happen out here, but my understanding is that 2 to 8 range is the hard part to explain. If it's less than 2 milligauss, it's usually the earth. If it's over 8, it's usually man-made, so it's kind of interesting. This has that range. It's a little bit harder to explain. It may be paranormal.
That is very interesting. Here we got Connor.
Yeah, I like the sound of Dr. Connor.
Connor and optometrist Jeff. We got the doctor, and we got, what am I? I have no.
You're a basic loser.
Yeah.
A college dropout.
I'll take that.
He was doing really well.
And this is one of the old graveyard bells. One of the guests gave that to a previous owner. Back when we weren't very good at telling if somebody's really dead. They would have a little sleeve that went down into the casket, and it had string that was tied to the fingers, toes, and to the head. So if somebody moved, it would ring. And that's where graveyard shift came from, that phrase, the guy that walked it at night, saved by the bell, and dead ringer. So those all come from that period of time.
Wow.
There's one of those spiders.
Oh, that is a creepy little spider.
Yeah, that's a smaller one compared to what's in those trees. So let's start in the parlor.
Okay.
Beautiful.
So this house was built by the third owner, by Clark Martin, and we actually have a picture of Clark over on the wall. We've got a picture of him and a picture of Jacob Shaw McComb. Clark built it in 1885. He also had the Martin Hotel, which is about 500 yards from here. That building still stands. It had the same staircase in it that we have here. My wife, she got to looking at some of the hardware on the doors, the original hardware, and it dates from 1885, so we feel pretty comfortable he was the builder of the place. None of the furniture is original to it. This is probably the closest thing. We got that here at an auction house at Lake Osage, and it's from the late 1800s. It was one of the reasons we wanted that was that Clark's daughter, Maggie May, played the organ for the people at the hotel, so we hoped that would be a trigger object. And here, the most common things we have happen, if people are sitting in that love seat, the right-hand side, there's often somebody that's standing behind them. They'll feel them playing with their hair, or they'll just feel a presence or a hand on the shoulder. With our X camera, we'll often have somebody in that doorway, not on the frame of it, but actually in the open spot. And we had a group here last night that one of the ladies whipped around, and she saw a shadow, like poke its head around and then go back. And everybody was in this room. There was nobody else to account for. A lot of times in this room, we'll hear the furniture in the bedroom upstairs moving around. I had heard tales of that, and I never believed it because I had never seen it. But we clearly heard it. We ran up there to see not a thing was out of place. The first day that we heard that was actually the first day I started digging in the backyard. So Judy suggested maybe I quit digging. I thought, no, that's just a sign I need to keep on. So, but yeah, that's the primary things we've had happen in this room. We'll go through here. This let me point out too, this wall, it used to open up here and right there. So we think that the two doctors that lived in this house, Dr. Walter Dixon from 1928 to 1930, and Dr. Myron Jones, who was here 1935 to 1947, they would have seen patients, and that door, which leads in our apartment now, that was the door to the outside. So they would have brought their patients in here, they could have waited here in the parlor, and then be seen in this room. And that way they wouldn't disrupt, the family dynamics much at all. And Dr. Dixon was also the coroner for the town, so he may have prepared bodies here, done autopsies here. This has since been changed into a bathroom, and the only caution with that is that seat is not really tightly attached, so just enter and exit easy. And this room leads into what used to be a storage room, then got converted to a bathroom. This is where I had to put all the stuff that bothers Judy. So we have some of our most unusual things back here.
Oh. Wow, I did not expect this back here. Holy shit.
So we have a human skull that's from Guy's Dental College over in Bristol, England. Medical school and dental schools will sell their stuff when, they get tired of it or get something new in. We have a child's viewing casket from a farm in Iowa. There's a ball and chain from Rome, Georgia from the 1800s right behind you. We've got several different carved deities and little demonic figures from different countries. There's Shiva. There's a little carving of an effigy from Guatemala. The bone carvings are from Indonesia. They're ancestral or fetish carvings. Some more from Indonesia. This is from Africa. This is the god that represents the whole earth. I forget what his name is. Then obviously divination tools with Ouija boards and dowsing rods. We've got some things from the Civil War. There's a little box there and a tin that both were belonged to somebody that served in the Army of the Potomac. There's a knife that was converted to try to be more of a weapon. This little voodoo duck from an auction house up in New York that was very thankful we bought it because everybody was getting weirded out by it. We have a knife from a voodoo priestess that when she passed, her family didn't want it, so I was glad to take it from them. Old funerary mask. This is from Nepal, this mask up here that was used in exorcisms and religious services. And the Sikhi statue that's also from Africa, and the eyes are glass, so it's supposed to be an ancestor watching over you, and the little nails activate the spirit. And also sometimes the leader of the house would make a deal with somebody and they would agree to it and they would drive a nail in it, and he's supposed to watch over to make sure both people kept their part of the bargain. Civil War knives, bone saws, not knives, bone saws, some bells and bracelets from an Indian camp in Georgia, Confederate spurs. So just, kind of a hodgepodge. If Judy looks at something and it bothers her, then it has to come back in this room.
So if there's going to be any negative energy, it would be here.
This is one of two places you'd probably run into it. I also got a black obsidian mirror. We'll do scrying in here. You can pull those two shades back. It's blackout. And y'all feel how hot it is right now?
Yeah.
About 2 weeks ago, same kind of temperature. I'm doing scrying in here, and it gets ice cold for about 10 minutes. And there's no airflow. There's absolutely no reason it should be cold in here ever. So, yeah.
Yeah, I am sweating like big right now.
So we'll go back out.
Awesome.
That looks like a gladius sword.
And we do have two Civil War swords up there too. They're not original to the house, but there's one that's in a sheath as a musician's sword. The other one is a non-commissioned officer sword. I think it's a 1950. So this is the closest to an original picture of the house, the oldest one we've been able to get. If anybody knows about cars, they might can date that. I'm thinking 1950-ish, but I'm not very good on that. Hey, in the dining room, we have pictures of Bert and Cecil Sullivan. This is their wedding day, and this is their 50th anniversary. And this picture was taken here in the Castle House right in front of there. They lived here. They moved in 1956. Bert died in 1963. In the downstairs turret room. He had really bad arthritis, and they moved his bed down here, so he died in 1963. And his wife Cecil lived 21 more years, and she died in the house in 1984. So with deaths in the house, we have Dr. Walter Dixon, 1928 to 1930. He died upstairs in the master bedroom of a heart attack. The Sullivans both died here. And then after Cecil died, Sergeant Emerson Ali, a Korean War veteran, bought the place, and he died 4 years later in 1988, also of a heart attack. Horace Short, whose family were the Millers that the county's named after. Now this room, I used to say nothing ever happens in it. This is where Judy had her second worst experience. I'm in the backyard digging, middle of the day, and Judy's not thinking anything ghostly. She very graciously decides to bring some water out, and as she's going out, there's that piece of furniture that has a mirror by the front door. She thinks somebody walks behind her, and she looks and doesn't see anything and figures it's just her eyes playing tricks on her. She brings the water out, asks for another. She comes in, and as she enters the room, said it just felt heavy. It just felt different, uncomfortable. And as she got right about where you guys are standing, she said it looked like an oval opened up, and there's this black and white lady, older lady, just from like shoulders up, doing like this, like she's yelling but no sound. And then she just disappears. And Judy, to her credit, she ran on in and got the water and ran back out. So I came in here, set up some equipment, and of course get nothing at all. The next couple of days, as we had guests here, we had two different men when they were in that area, got really disoriented, really sick, breaking out in a sweat, had to leave the house. And then after that, it kind of has been back to normal. I have, while I was doing notes on my patients, seen a shadow walk through that opening there in the parlor into the wall and disappear. I also thought I saw Judy walk into the apartment, so I go to see what she needs. She's not in there. She's still outside.
So this would have just been where people ate?
Yeah.
Nothing really happened here.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
This would have been more of a celebratory room. This would have been a lot of good times, a lot of happy events. And again, we don't know of any bad history that would have occurred in here, but yeah, it's kind of interesting. Kitchen, I'll tell you one thing that again, Judy hates for me to say. The only possible attack we may have had, you can see that decanter, that tea decanter on top of the refrigerator. Okay, I can move this pretty hard. It's pretty stable.
Yeah.
That decanter was there when we moved in December of 2018. So the day after this happens, that face appears to her. I'm on the back porch, and Judy opens this up, and that decanter falls off and hits her. Another thing that's important to remember, Judy is really attentive. If I set something close to an edge, it physically bothers her. She has to move it back. So I don't think it's possible she wouldn't have noticed that right there. And, you know, we put it back. It's been there 4 years now, and I test it all the time, and it doesn't come forward. So whether that lady was pushing it or not, I don't know. We've had a couple of psychics say there's a matriarch who doesn't like another female here that's an owner. She's fine with me. I have no way of proving that, but the timing was a little interesting.
Yeah, I'd say so.
The sleeping porch back here was put in by Dr. Myron Jones. Underneath us, there's a 9,000-gallon cistern, which we actually just pumped out a couple days ago. We've got a lot of things, artifacts that I find out metal detecting. I've got those scattered out across here. We also have some of the really good stuff upstairs. There's also some bags of bones here. Those are ones we found in the backyard, and we've identified those as animal bones. I just leave them here because this bench, which is about 150 years old, isn't real sturdy, so that encourages people not to sit on it. We've got a warrior bonnet, Osage warrior bonnet from the early 1800s. The Osage lived in this part of the country. They lived from here down to Oklahoma. I have found arrowheads here, skinning stones here, and part of an effigy here. So anything that's Osage related, we try to get that to show respect to them.
Wow, that's a lot of stuff.
Yeah, that's very cool.
Yeah, and again, welcome to look at it, touch, pick up whatever you'd like. Two things I'd point out. We've got some coins in here. The first coin I ever found here was actually an Alabama quarter, and we're from Alabama. And the first toy I found was the Ghostbusters Matchbox car.
Oh,
and we got that upstairs, so what's the odds? It's a labor of love. And when we bought this place, we're very unlikely paranormal people. We had nothing at all paranormal in our lives. And we went to the Crescent Hotel in 2022 or 2012 to prove to our oldest daughter ghosts weren't real. Because, I'm a doctor, Judy's a surgical assistant and a office manager. Ghosts just aren't real. I mean, it was just silliness. And so we went there to shut her up, and that weekend fed me humble pie. I have, my world paradigm just exploded, and all of a sudden I want to learn all that I can. So we started going to a lot of different places. And we were very fortunate that most of the time something neat would happen. But I did get frustrated when people said every July 4th this happens or every third Wednesday this happens. I'm like, well, no, it doesn't. Y'all own it. Y'all got cameras. So I thought if I could ever find a place that was close enough and we could afford, I'd like to get it as my paranormal lab. So that's really what this is. This is a place where I know nothing's going to be fake, nothing's going to be tricky. If nothing happens, it doesn't happen. If it does happen, then it's legit. And I may misperceive something, but everything we tell people, it really did happen. We corrected all the history and anything paranormal that we show people. If somebody can debunk it, we absolutely will put that out there too and say, yeah, because we just want to learn as much as we can. Yeah. And I think like most people, we just end up with way more questions every time.
Yep, I have no idea what causes any of this. It's 10 years.
Under here, we've got, like a lot of places, we've got a closet underneath the stairs.
Oh, beautiful.
We cleaned this out so you can do like a sensory deprivation. You can set in there. There's a little lantern that you can that you can turn on if you want any light. This is where I first saw the little boy. I've seen a couple of apparitions here, and I saw a little boy, little blonde-haired boy, about that tall, probably 4 years old or so. He was in like tan brown overalls. He had like a kind of a dirty white, creamy short sleeve shirt on. And he was in the back, and it was like he could see me and I could see him, no communication, then he just disappeared. Later that day I went back in there, and while I was sitting, the word Yahtzee popped in my mind. I hadn't thought about Yahtzee in forever, so I've got a Yahtzee set out there in case the little boy wanted to play it, or none of the dice had moved, and nobody's marked on the cards. But so that was the first time I saw one of our apparitions here. This area, we used to have a table in here. This is where Bert Sullivan died, the gentleman that was a barber that had really bad arthritis. So he died here in 1963. We used to have a table set up here, and I would sit and do my office notes, my dermatology notes. And again, I'm totally in medical mode, not thinking about ghost hunting. And so I'm sitting there doing those, and I hear what I think is Julie wailing. Judy's just like sobbing, just heartbroken, kind of crying. And so I run back there thinking she got a call from home, somebody's passed or something bad's happened. There's nobody there. Judy's in the apartment, she's fine. We've had multiple people here, a crying woman in here, both before we got the place and since then. Another time I'm sitting here, doing my work, and I think it's Judy that comes up behind me and goes, "Hey," and I turn around and look, and there's nobody there. So we'll both get to hear our voices called periodically. We have somebody that whistles periodically. We could be in the parlor and we heard whistling in the dining room. So we go in the dining room and we hear it back in the parlor. We go in the parlor, we hear it in the bathroom, and then, it stops. We can never find them. But I like to think that maybe one of the little kids kind of playing tricks with us. On the stairway with our SLS camera, we get lots of times figures going up and down there or just kind of floating in the open area on the stair. Judy was upstairs one day doing some laundry. She's bringing it down. She gets to this landing and she hears what sounds like a dog run down the stairs behind her. And that's a pretty distinct sound. I don't know what you'd mistake that as. And we don't allow any animals in here. We're both pretty allergic to dogs and cats. So nothing was there. 2 or 3 days later, we have a group coming, and as they're signing in, there's a little girl. She comes over and tugs Judy's legs. She said, "Where'd the puppy go?" And Judy's like, "Did you just see a puppy?" And the little girl just kind of smiled and waddled off. But so we possibly have a ghost dog in here as well.
That would make sense with the mass grave.
Yeah, that would. And then Nick and Marcy Sacco. Nick's the guy that saved the property. The property, after Emerson and Lee passed away, the property kind of fell into a little bit of a disrepair and eventually was abandoned. And in 2013, Nick Sacco bought the place and he fixed it up to have a historic bed and breakfast. But guests started getting scared out, so he changed it to the haunted Castle House bed and breakfast. And so he did a wonderful job saving this place. But he and his wife, they did animal rescue too. So possibly if we do have a little ghost dog, it could be a rescue dog. And we also think we have a ghost cat. We had a lady on their back porch. We were talking to him, and she kept asking me, "Are there any stories about cats in here?" And I'm like, "I don't know any. I just know they did rescue, but I don't know anything particular." The next day before they left, I said, "Why were you so interested in the cat?" She said, "I could feel one circling my leg." Well, where she was sitting was in front of the door that has this big piece of plywood on it. Behind the plywood's where the cat door used to be for the cat to come in and out. So,
Wow.
What's your head here? Now, behind you, this is some of the better stuff that I found. There's obviously the axe heads down there, some horseshoes, files. There's a pop gun. It's a Daisy pop gun from the 1930s. Dr. Walter Dixon, that would have belonged to one of his 2 grandsons, either Jimmy or Dude. There's 2 glass vials, medicine vials. One of them, the short one, was Dr. Dixon's. The other one was Dr. Jones, because you can look at the bottom and get the stamps on it to date them. So that is further evidence they were actually treating people here. My favorite find is this broken screwdriver. I found that the screwdriver itself is about yay long. The handle's broken off of it. It was wrapped in burlap and buried. Now, I've broken a lot of tools growing up. I grew up on a farm, and I never had that much affection. I buried one. And so we had a gentleman over here that grew up in Brumley. He's in his 80s. He said when he was young, Brumley was a good place to get killed on the weekend. There's a lot of gambling, drinking. It was a rough place. So instantly I'm thinking, that's a shame. Somebody, that's a murder weapon. I can't prove anything, but I don't know what other good story there would be as to why you wrap it in burlap and bury it. We've got some handmade buckles that we found there, a pocket watch that would have belonged to Charles Bass. And there's the Ghostbusters car that I found in the front yard. Back behind you, the picture down in that case, that's Dr. Myron Jones, the last doctor that was here before myself. And then the scarlet fever is a true quarantine sign from the scarlet fever epidemic years back. Those 2 crutches are Civil War crutches. They're not a pair. They're 2 that I bought separately over the years.
So do you think you were attracted to the house somehow because you're a doctor?
That's a great question, because so we got into this in such an unlikely way. I mean, we got into the paranormal to prove it wasn't real, and probably after 7 or 8 years, I started thinking, okay, I want to find a place. And every time the places were too far away, too expensive, and then we find this place that's in a town we've never heard of, that's just about the furthest distance we'd be willing to drive. We spent the 9.5 hours driving up here talking about how ridiculous it would be to buy a house from people we don't know in a town we've never heard of that may be haunted. And as soon as we pulled up, Judy and I both like, oh my gosh, we love this place. And it sounds corny and cheesy, and I wouldn't believe it if somebody else said it, but I really felt just drawn to it, like we needed to be here. And so we tried to be objective about it. Thought, okay, if we buy it and it's a bust, we take a little loss, we sell it, and we're done with it. But that's been 5 years now, and we've been to Waverly and Trans-Allegheny and the Axe Murder House and Myrtles and all these really, really cool places, and usually had them to ourselves. The only place I've ever been scared is actually in this house the first night we were here as owners, and I'll show y'all what happened to me then. And there's times that you're here and it's like you're at your grandma's. There's no noises, no sounds, you feel completely comfortable. And then there's times where it just really feels kind of crazy. We've had 2 groups this year leave in the middle of the night, and in 5 years that never happened. One of them, they had teenagers, and they said the teenagers got nervous, and that may have been. The other 2, though, they were both adults that had been doing this for a long time, and they left like at 1:30 in the morning and texted us after they left and said it just felt like the house didn't want us. And we had them on a Ring doorbell when they left, and they both ran out to the car, and one of them came back, and the other stopped about halfway, and the one that came back said, come on. And she's like, no. Well, I got to go and grab something real quick. And so I kept texting them that, so what happened? And they won't respond to us. They just sent that one text that the house didn't want them, and they were done. So, if I pay my money, I'm not leaving the house. You're going to have to drag me out of here. The hole up there is actually, when we bought the house, the roof leaked. We tried for 18 months to get roofers out here. Nobody would do it. We finally got a group from Alabama to come up here, but they didn't know it was supposed to be haunted. They got a little nervous. They rushed through it. Did a great job, but they dropped a board and knocked a hole in that, so we'll eventually get that fixed. We were told that this was a room that if somebody was sick enough they had to stay, this is the room they would stay in. And behind you is a closet door that passes through to the master bedroom. So, you could have easily gotten access back and forth. In this room, the most common things that people say is they'll feel somebody like leaning over and pressing on them. They'll feel somebody like touching their head, hear lots of footsteps. I also saw the little boy at the top of those stairs. I was making the bed up one night when we're getting ready to leave. I'm not thinking about ghosts. I'm like going through my checklist. Around the corner, that little boy's at the top of the stairs with his arms crossed and his head looking like this. And it's like he's thinking, what are you doing in my house? Who are you? And I like froze. I'm like, hey, come on in. And then he disappears. And I run downstairs to tell Judy, because that's like the holy grail, getting to see, an actual apparition. And she was not quite as enthusiastic about it. But I also at the top of the stairs saw an older lady that looked like she was probably, close to her 60s, a little bit plump, had her hair in a bun, and she looked like she was looking down at me very disapprovingly. We'll smell like an old lady's perfume down in the parlor. I smelled it at the top of the stairs that traveled down to the end of the hall over about 10 minutes. And it's interesting, my sense of smell is not real great. And we had a friend up here who wasn't really great. Judy can smell anything, but the 2 of us could smell the perfume and she couldn't. So I don't know if they're imprinting that directly on your brain or if it's going through the olfactory system, but they can pick who gets to pick up on it. The other thing that's really cool in here, and we got this on video, we got this on a Ring video, and we've had groups see this. This door, you can see, that shuts well. This door periodically will pop open. And the first time it happened that we were aware of, we were getting ready to leave that day. We were both downstairs. We have a camera that's normally sitting up here. It went off motion in the white bedroom. So I run up here to see what's going on, and that door's open. So we watch the camera, and you hear this ping, and you see the door fly open. We've had groups that have been here that have seen it happen with their own eye. We've had groups that have caught that on camera as well. So I wish this was one of those things you could do on command, but I mean, that's one of the coolest things. I can't find any way to explain. Now, we can go through here.
Is there a reason for this?
Those were on here, all the bedrooms when we got here.
Oh.
And I don't know of any specific symbolism, if they did that for the effect. It kind of makes you think, uh-oh, is there bad stuff? Or if, I don't know. I never did ask them on that. This pass-through closet, I've turned this into another sensory deprivation room too. We've got everything out of it. I've got another one of those lanterns in here. But there's one mirror down here. There's another mirror at the other side, so you can scry in here. And we also have 2 mirrors facing each other, which some don't think is the best idea. But this particular mirror is from Bavaria. It has Harlequin and the Satyr. And I've had a few of the guests say they think it actually would have been in one of the Catholic churches, that would have been where the holy water was. And they actually had those little figurines on it back in the 1800s. I can't verify that, but I know this is an 1800 mirror. So
That's a really cool mirror.
This one with my SLS camera, a lot of times there'll be somebody standing at this door, and sometimes they'll bounce back and forth and disappear, and then sometimes they just kind of go straight up and disappear. A lot of people that are in this room get really uncomfortable, get nauseated, get sick, get disoriented. When I do scrying in here, there's just crazy things that you'll see. It may be images of people or landscapes, but it's pretty curious. Now, you can clearly see this door, the jam's busted here, and there's a hole here. So, this door can't shut. We've got it on a Ring camera doing like this too, where it's kind of going back and forth. We did a tour one night, and we're all standing right about where you guys are. The door comes open this far and then slams back shut. This is the room where I got scared in. This is the old master bedroom. And the walls here are all over 12 inches thick concrete. Anything that's original in this house is the old concrete. The house is built on limestone slabs. The concrete was made from the limestone that was harvested here. We've got the Ozark Aquifer underneath us. We've got Wetwater Springs beneath us. So we've got a lot of reasons environmentally that may stimulate things. We've had lots of deaths in the house. We've had patients treated here. I think we're the 22nd owner. There's been a lot of turnover in the house. So just a lot of emotions, a lot of things have happened here. Dr. Walter Dixon would have passed away in this room. This would have been his bedroom, and he passed away in November of 1930. We also think Cecil Sullivan probably passed away in here, and that Emerson Ali probably did. So the first night that we were in here as owners, we worked that day, we drove up here, 9-hour drive, got here about midnight. I'm exhausted. So I'm on this side of the bed, I'm ready to go to sleep. Judy is in a new town, in a new house that may be haunted, and there's this hole right here, and she's just a little bit more potentiated, so she's wide awake. And I'm so thankful she is, because what happened, if it had been me by myself, I probably eventually would have talked myself into saying, I just dreamt that. So I'm asleep, Judy's wide awake, and this is exactly what I heard. So I grabbed my 357, because that's an intruder, that's not a ghost. And I grab that, and I come over here, and I'm looking in here, there's nothing. There's another closet back there with a wooden door. It didn't sound like it came from there, but I checked that, nothing in there. Go out in the hall, check every room up here, there's nobody. I get downstairs, and then I realize the only door into the house, that front door, is still deadbolt locked, our security system's still on. Then I realize I left my poor sweet wife up in the room where whatever made that banging sound is. And I mean, I was just shaking. That really, it got me. And I, we always joke in a horror movie, I'm the first one dead. I hear a noise, I wonder what that is. And she's like Jamie Lee Curtis. She's in Halloween 59. She's like never gonna die. But I mean, that really rattled me. I mean, I was truly shaken. And it took me another hour or so to calm down. Fell asleep, and then about 4 in the morning, and these walls, again, concrete walls, I'm right on this side. My pillow gets pushed in about 4 inches, and right by my right ear, I hear a voice go, so then I'm awake the rest of the night. Nothing else really major happened that weekend. We went back home. I told Judy, I've got to come back up by myself. The house beat me. It's one, I'm nothing. I can't get scared. So I come back up by myself, and it was the most peaceful, quiet, relaxed weekend. Not a creak, not a noise, no bad feelings. So, I don't know whether that was a welcome to us. I don't know if the matriarch was saying, hey, Judy, you're not welcome. I don't know what it is. Other things I've had happen here, laying on this bed, when we shut our blinds, we got blackout blinds, so it's pitch black. So I come up here, I'm just gotten laid down, I'm on my hands like this, right at this side of the bed, and I feel somebody sit down. I feel the cushion go in, I feel their butt up against my thigh, and so I'm reaching to see if I can feel anything, and I don't get goosebumps, but I can still feel this pressure against my leg. So I fumble around on the table, get my phone, I can't see anything in the glow of the phone, do an EVP, and then I feel it just slowly get up. So it was there probably 15 seconds, and then it gets up and disappears. I got woken up twice one night with a really soft, cold pressure in the middle of my forehead, like somebody taking their finger and just pushing on you, not aggressive, just messing with you. This is the room that bothers guests the most, that they either won't sleep in or they decide to leave a little early or stay up a little longer. And I don't know if it's because there were the deaths in this room or what it is. That's the only access to the attic there, and that.
Oh, that's creepy.
Yeah. And the cord running up there. When we first moved in, we had squirrels in the attic, and we put one of those strobe lights up there, and it's phenomenal. I'm not selling evictors, but if you have a problem, the evictor will take care of your squirrels. Yeah. It does a wonderful job. So, yeah, that's kind of it for here. I did see where you're standing. I saw another older lady, about shoulder height, thin lady. She probably was in her 80s. Again, gray hair up on top, and she just was standing there and then disappeared. I don't know if that's the one who came in and sat down on the bed, if that's the matriarch that's checking to see if I was all right that night or what. But and the only time I've ever had sleep paralysis in my life was in this room. So I'm laying on the bed, and I've got a security camera shooting this way. I've got a static camera over there shooting this way. So you can see everything except like that 9 to 12 quadrant. I think I'm awake. I have my hands laced behind my head, and I can't pull my right arm up. And I look over at it, and out of the wall, it looks like a pitch black as could be, tornado with the white part coming towards me. And it's just moving, spinning slow and moving slow. And I'm trying to pull my arm up, and I just looked at it and I said, you can't hurt me. I'm a child of Christ. I'm not scared. And it froze, and then it slowly went back, and then I could pull my arm up. But then on the videos, that's the part you can't see. And I used to get so frustrated on the ghost shows when they said, oh, just after we shut our cameras off, this happened. And I'm like, no, it didn't. But yeah, it almost seems some things know just how to stay out of range. And
we say it happens more often than it does.
Literally.
And with sleep paralysis, I know the physiology behind it, and definitely a well understood phenomenon, makes perfect sense. But I wonder if sometimes there's another thing, a supernatural thing that may account for it, or possibly does being in that state allow you to perceive things you couldn't. It's kind of like with mental illness. There's all the things they're imagining just in their head, or is it possibly spirits are being able to take advantage of, an altered state of mind or altered brainwave patterns. So as you get into the hallway, if you look down, there's a mirror at the end of the hallway. That mirror came from Hobby Lobby. So we were trying to put, old stuff in here, and Judy got that mirror, so I wasn't real happy. Love Hobby Lobby, but nothing ghostly, nothing scary is going to happen with that. And I know mirrors are terrible to use for evidence because they're imperfect, and that one has black speckling on it, and I'm sure the back has some streaks on it. I get the craziest pictures in that. I mean, I've got a picture, it looks like a little girl that's standing back beside me. I've got pictures where there's things between me and the mirror, and I can't prove anything, but there's never a time we come up here I don't get crazy things in there, and it's different crazy things. I would expect if it was just the mirror, it would consistently show me the same type of stuff. But if you guys want to see some of that stuff, we'll be glad to show you.
I would love to see all
I
that.
think what's really interesting with you is that you're a skeptic initially.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You've seen a ton of things, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's crazy how many things you've seen just in this interview.
Seriously.
When I'd say now that nothing happened to Judy and I growing up, but after we started having stuff happen, I think, well, maybe stuff didn't. I just didn't acknowledge it because, again, raised conservative Christian. My dad was no nonsense, military. I mean, it was just a known thing that wasn't real. That's what kids and silly people believe in, or drunks or something.
Yeah.
And so that was just my mindset. But once my Crescent episode, I'm like, okay, everything's possible. And we've been very blessed. I mean, every place we go, something cool has happened. And
that's the key. Once you open up,
yeah,
it can happen.
Yeah. I mean, I really do think that's it. I think every place is probably haunted, and everybody has experiences, but so many of us just don't acknowledge it.
I agree.
This hallway, I saw a shadow person come around the corner, and this is so funny. I was up here taking pictures, and it comes around the corner, and it goes right to about where that piece of wood is. It goes in the wall. And I came down a little bit later. I told Judy, I said, there's just not much happening at the house this time. I mean, it's just, I had that one shadow person, but that's it. She said, do you hear what you're saying? A shadow walked towards you, and you're like disappointed. And I'm like, I guess I have gotten a little spoiled here. The first night we were up here this time, which was about 3 nights ago, I came up here and was taking pictures. I asked permission to get a picture of somebody in the mirror, and as I did, a shadow crosses, from here into the hall. We've had guests that have been in the next room that we'll go into, and they saw a shadow going back and forth across the door, so they just had to shut the door. Now, where you're standing is where the doorway to the master bedroom used to be. This was added in, I think Dr. Jones, I think is the one that added it in, but that was the way to get into the master bedroom. And then this is the end of the original house. All this going out is added on, and we don't know the exact year on it. This room, there's a window, which is odd to have a window in a bedroom, but it's because that wall used to be the original exterior wall.
Oh, yeah, dolls.
So,
oh God.
well, we figured that every haunted house should have dolls.
Oh, yeah.
So we bought a box of dolls. We got a dozen of them for $15. No history with any of them, and put some of them in here. And the night that I did that, I've got a picture I can show you guys later where I'm carrying 2 of the dolls with me because there wasn't room, and it looks like there's a little girl standing behind me. So I don't know if she was attached to one of the dolls or she was wanting to know why I didn't leave those in here as well. Then just recently we had an elderly lady had passed. She had a doll collection, gave it to her family that didn't want it. They gave it to a fire department for a rummage sale. Nobody wanted it. They called us, and so we made a little donation, and all the rest of the dolls, came from them. And Cecil Sullivan, again, one of the ladies that passed here, she actually made dolls. She was a very charitable person. She made dolls for kids in the hospital, gave them away. I think she sold some down to Osage Beach, but so hopefully she approves of the dolls and may have a connection with her there. We have a picture of Dr. Jones and his wife and their 3 kids, and this is Charlie Bass and his wife and 2 of their 4 kids. We've tried to get as many original owners' pictures as we can, but a lot of the people that had relatives here, they weren't real comfortable with a haunted house that might depict their family in an unpleasant way or unfavorable way. And so we've been trying to really reach out and build trust with the community and be very respectful of, you know, what we say and what we publish. You know, it would be pretty disturbing for somebody to think great-great-grandma's in heaven. I'm like, no, she's not. She's here at our house. You know, that's just, that's kind of poor form. So Judy and I have opinions about who may be haunting here. Some of them we have no earthly idea, but, you know, we don't say things publicly just because, again, I don't want somebody to, you know, hear me say something that's offensive to them. That's not my purpose at all.
Well, it's a great way to go about it. Are there any dolls in here that are like more haunted than others?
See,
That one right there looks pretty scary.
So I wish I could tell you that. What I will say is that Judy's had some odd dreams since we got the last dolls, which may tie into a little girl with a doll, or it may just be totally random coincidence. But it was odd and unusual for her, and the timing was enough that it was kind of curious. I'd love to say our dolls move and talk, but I haven't seen that. The night we put all these in here, I slept in here, and I slept like a baby. I didn't have anything odd happen. We have had voices in here. On a static camera, we have a voice that sounds like an older person screaming something. I won't tell you what I think it says, so y'all can hear it and try to see if you think it says that. We had our Boo Buddy sitting up here, and he says the cut is right in my tummy, and he says it in Boo Buddy voice, which he can't say, that's not on script. And we've had two different psychics tell us that they saw a little boy at the top of the stairs, and one saw one in this room that had a cut in their stomach, and they didn't know if it was surgical or if it was traumatic. But with the Boo Buddy, I sent it to Dave Giuliano, the guy that runs the Ghost Hunter store, great guy, and I said, Dave, can he do this? Can he go off script? And he said, no, he can't. And he got in touch with the guy that actually builds them. He said, no. But that was his voice. That is what he said. Have no idea how he did it.
I've got a cut in my tummy?
The cut is right in my tummy.
Wow.
So
that could have been a surgical thing or a murder, maybe?
It could have been either one, or it could have been trauma. You know, the boy could have fallen on a farm implement or got, you know, kicked by a mule or something. But
interesting.
Yeah. I mean, it just, those are the things where I wish we had the medical records from the doctors, and
right.
You know, medical records back then were not too well done or maintained. So last thing I'll mention, if you notice a light flashing through that, that's just the strobe light. Sometimes you can see it, sometimes you can't, but you know, nothing paranormal there. Pretty much it.
So at the end of the day, you would say this place is haunted?
Absolutely, I would say it. You know, we've had the place for 5 years. We drive 9.5 hours to get here. I would not have held on to it if it weren't haunted. You know, this is my haunted lab, and it's served that purpose well. So I'm as convinced as I can be that it's haunted. What haunted means, I don't know. But that's.
And then I guess my last thing would be, if we were all going to split up into a different room, each of us, what would the 3 best rooms to do that be? Okay,
red bedroom would be one. The parlor, particularly if you're doing spirit box type things, that seems to be where you get the best communication. And with the red bedroom, I would include getting in that hallway, that pass-through closet. Probably the doll room would be my 3rd choice. So those would be the top 3.
Well, awesome. So after the tour, we decided that we were going to start this investigation a little bit different. Now, we didn't want to investigate a lot outside that night, just because there were a lot of bugs. They were messing with the audio. You couldn't really hear what we were saying, and there were mosquitoes, so we weren't going to stay outside for too long. But we did want to go outside and invite these spirits in. So guys, it's now 11 o'clock at night. We are here at the Castle House. Crazy history here on this property, crazy stuff. I mean, how many deaths did we just learn about? So many owners, you know, dying. Some sort of mysterious deaths. There was a murder that just took place right in this area as well. The presence of bodies in the backyard and the mystery of just how many people might be buried here. All of that is extremely compelling. All sorts of paranormal activity too. You got banging on walls, you've got things being moved, you even have a room devoted to demonic artifacts here in the house. So if there was going to be a property that was haunted here in Missouri, I would definitely say that this house is a candidate for being one of the most active. But we're super excited to be here, and this is actually the first official video that we're filming with Connor and Papa Spooks and I together.
Let's go, baby.
On, guys?
What's up, baby?
Hop on up here, baby. How are you two doing tonight?
I'm pumped for this. I mean, it's always nice to get a little trip going. We go film a bunch of different places so we can show you guys, but being able to do it with good old Papa Spooks makes it even better.
Yeah, how about you, man?
Hey, yeah, it's been. When did I do this last with you? Montana ago.
Yeah,
Shit.
Not too long ago.
Time goes fast. No, this is a great location to start, and the history's great, like you said. Connor, I've not been with before on one of these, so we're gonna bring out some big guns tonight.
Yeah, you don't want to mess with these two.
Here we go.
I love your shirt, by the way.
Thank you.
That is your ghost hunting shirt.
It sure is.
This is my
Hopefully
ghost.
it works tonight.
Yeah, let's hope.
If there's no ghost, I gotta take it off.
All right, guys. Well, wish us luck, and I think it's time we head to the cemetery.
Well, let's do it.
You ready to go?
Let's do it, baby.
So to start out the investigation, we all agreed that we should go out to the cemetery behind the property and ask for the spirits to follow us into the home. Because who knows who exactly is here and who might be outside of the house waiting for someone to invite them in. So without further ado, let's head back here. It is eerie thinking that there could be, 10, 20, 40, 100 bodies back here and you just don't know. I actually would later on like to come out here with some dowsing rods and see what we could get. Like they said, they use dowsing rods here. But to anybody out here in the cemetery area, if you have a grave, maybe if you don't, we're really thankful that you're allowing us onto your land. I just want to introduce myself. My name's Colin.
I'm Jeff.
I'm Connor.
And tonight we're just here to talk to you and to hear your stories. We're not afraid of you. We don't want any sort of problems, but you can feel free to follow us into the home after we are done talking to you right here. Just follow the sound of our voices, our lights, and come talk to us.
Yeah, if there's anybody out here that wants to make contact with us, if you wanted to say anything, tell us your story, we would love to talk to you tonight. So don't be afraid to come near us and make yourself known.
Yeah, so anybody out here, as Connor said, we invite you to come into the house and communicate with us. We want you to know that we're here, we're on a friendly basis. We just want to acknowledge that you do exist. So come over to the home here. You're invited in, and we'd like to interact with you.
All right, guys. How about Connor? What did he say? Whistle Dixie? Do it once. See if that'll bring him in.
I don't know what that is.
Really?
Actually, it would have been really cool to be able to go over to that area, but too scary, man, for me.
Well, I don't want to.
And even like when we said brown recluse and daddy
Black widows.
What? I mean, those are freaking nasty.
Yeah.
Kill me, man.
What a baby.
I get a feeling put down your pants.
Oh, whoa. Jeff.
Oh, that's gonna be reaching in your pants.
Yeah, chill.
Well, hey. I'm telling
Okay,
you,
guys.
a good black widow can do some damage down there. You know,
It's me.
That's yeah.
balls of iron.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. Let's do this thing. Once again, feel free to follow us in.
Notice right here where you gotta think there might have been like a vampire or a zombie that crawled out of this grave.
I was thinking that too. It's like, it's like dug up. It's almost like if you're digging stuff up like they're doing actively, that would mean that the spirits right now are stirred up in the house.
I mean, he even said earlier, because he's doing like metal detecting in the area, because this was kind of Civil War battleground too. So he said when he started doing digging out here, it kind of started stirring shit up, and that was just digging up little trinkets.
Yeah,
I bet this would really stir something up.
this is pretty
I
fresh
don't even
too.
see what that is down there. It's like leaves and roots or something.
Probably bones, man. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Bury him.
Thanks. That could be our final part of the video. Someone
Yeah,
gets buried
buried.
alive.
Very Jeff.
It's like on the beach, except here in the grave.
Yeah, right.
Bury me up to my head.
Okay, so we're right now in the front, what would this be called?
Foyer.
The foyer of the home. Got REM pods in this room Got some balls set up on the steps because they like to move things in this house. Hopefully somebody can come play with the balls.
Nice.
Not like that.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna turn on. You wanna do Spirit Talker on your phone?
Charged up yet, John?
Not yet. As I say, it's kind of like the calm before the storm.
Oh yeah.
Definitely, I think they get to feel you out and then things start. But yeah, I feel like there's definitely energy here.
If there is somebody in here, we just introduced ourselves outside. You can use your voice to communicate with us. You can knock on something. You can make some sort of a noise. We have all these little red lights. If you walk towards them, you touch them, they will let us know that you're here. For now, we're just gonna see and ask you guys. Thank you for that. Yeah, thank you. Okay, if you can do that, can you please step away from that for us? Key. Is there a key? Okay, thank
Should I
you.
reset it? Oh, another one here.
Wow, dude, that is a strong hit.
Okay.
Look at that. Okay, please step away from that area. Oh, dude, I actually got chills. all of a
Step
sudden.
away from that one.
Yes. Are you trying? Oh, do you feel like a genuine coldness?
I can just feel definitely energy.
Ooh.
I
Okay.
think should we reset this?
Yeah.
You feel sickness in your stomach.
Oh, dude, this one right next to me. Do you see that?
Yeah.
no,
It
I
just
heard
came
I heard
over
it.
here.
I heard it.
Can you touch this one again, please?
You have nightmares.
Remember, he said he was getting sleep paralysis.
Cat.
And she said this is right where the cat was.
Battery, cat. And nightmares, yes. Sleep paralysis. Oh,
Jeez,
look at
this
you.
thing.
Thank you so much.
Kind of like
Can
when you're
you?
talking.
Yeah, can you please grab onto that as hard as you can? That was so nice of you for doing that. We just want to figure out who you are.
I feel very strange right now.
Why?
I don't know. I've never used the micrometer before, but like
Yeah.
I know it says things in the voice, but it wasn't saying anything, and I just heard like that. But it wasn't like from this direction. It was like behind me.
Well, that's where that little kid is supposed to be.
Whoa.
Okay, I'm gonna ask.
Okay.
Can you grab one of those red lights if you are a child? This is how we can try to determine who they
There's
are.
also little cat balls around here too.
If you were the kid, I would also love to see you push one of these bouncy balls off of the stairs that we have set up.
There's life after death.
It's good to know. All you have to do is touch one again if you're a child. Thanks, dude. And it's the one by his closet, bro. It's the one by the kid's closet.
I wondered if we should bring something over here more. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I thought I just heard like a giggle. Correct. You're the child. Dude, that gave me
And
goosebumps.
you said that's his closet.
That's his closet. Correct.
Bodies below.
Bodies below. Okay,
This is
thank
going
you.
Crazy.
Wow, dude, this is already intense. From the f***ing second that we stepped in here. Okay, I'm gonna take this off.
I heard that.
That was here. That was in this closet. Okay, I'm gonna open your closet, little man. You can come out. So we're talking to the child.
I keep hearing something like behind me.
I've heard stuff like, what the?
He shot me.
He shot me.
That just
Dude, the kid upstairs with the wound in his stomach.
Or he got shot and then he was brought here for like surgery or something.
Yes.
And they cut his stomach open to get like the bullet.
Exactly. Executed. What?
Still here.
We're still here. Okay, so if this is the little kid, can you touch one of those lights again if you were shot and killed?
Can you knock one of those balls down the stairs for us? Oh, I saw that just barely move.
This one
Down here.
Ooh.
Oh, okay, behind you. Okay, that's not you, because you weren't there.
Dude.
And back on the stairs.
Okay, so, dude, it's crazy how they go off and stop too.
That thing keeps scaring me.
Yeah.
What'd that say?
The what? Deftly?
Definitely.
Like, you know, skillfully
Yeah.
executed.
Definitely. Thank you so much. Can you tell us your name? It sounds like you are the kid who's down here in that closet. We'd love to figure out what your name is. That one again, right when I said
So
closet.
this is like over here. What was the deal with the closet?
That's where the little kid is, remember?
I heard something in here. Can I use this
What did it say?
for now?
Elijah! I just asked for his name! What?
Is there an Elijah? Do we know?
I don't know. They don't know a lot of That's what they, remember, they don't know the names.
Okay.
But how, I just asked for a young boy's name and it gives us Elijah. Just think about, I know that there's a lot of people who've said they don't like apps. I grew up not liking apps. I want to state this outright. But using these specific tools, we've gotten the
some
names.
crazy evidence.
Yes. It's the same exact thing as using, like, you know, an ovilus. Oh, I'm alone. Ooh. But upstairs, it's a young boy who they've seen, many psychics have seen a wound in his stomach. They don't know if it was an accident, trauma. I was shot, executed.
Back.
Would have been in the exit wound, could have been in the back. You know? But we're asking, it's confirming, it's tapping it when it's a little boy.
Yeah.
It's saying yes, and it's the one by the closet where they see the little boy. We ask for a name, it says Elijah. That's a boy's name. How weird is all of that?
You heard that?
Yeah.
Mhm.
No, that was like
They're knocking.
knocking.
Like from the closet.
Oh God.
Well, I've got the closet door open.
Behind your back.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, on the knock right there on this part.
Elijah, did you want to play with us tonight? If you want to play with us, you can knock down one of these balls down the stairs, or you can touch one of these red lights.
Dude, maybe Elijah is a pioneer boy.
Yeah.
Who was killed in he was killed. We just invited them in. He could be buried out back. And it says bodies below too.
Yeah.
What are the odds? Elijah, can you touch?
Or
My legs.
bodies below the stairs.
What if this house was
Like,
built on
well,
bodies?
right here under the stairs. That's where this closet is.
Yeah?
Bodies below. Just kind of
Yeah, below the stairs?
Yeah.
If you are buried here, Elijah, if you're buried behind the house, if that's where your body is, can you touch one of these red lights again? Or make a sound like...
You did the knock wrong.
or wrong.
Or you were saying if you were buried here and you said buried poorly, like they didn't bury him like
Interesting.
correctly, like they didn't have tombstones. They just had like a rock
Haphazard.
or something.
Or maybe his body's not even here.
Yeah.
So if you don't grab this light in the next 30 seconds, if you know how long that is, we're going to assume your body is not buried here. Can you try give us a sign to let us know? If you make a knock.
See that shadow up there moving back and forth?
Where? Oh.
Oh yeah.
What is that?
I don't know.
Maybe a ceiling fan?
Incident.
Elijah, we just want to figure out what room we should go into here. So look, the REM pods didn't go off. His body isn't here. It's not one of the pioneers.
I was just looking at this.
Old-fashioned. I could use one of those.
Suffered.
Suffering. Can you come out of the closet and make this device go off for us? I mean, one thing I would say about the REM pod, people talk about the REM pod, you know, being this and that, defective or whatever. It's silent. It was going bananas.
We just want to know what part of the house you want us to go to. Could you maybe light up one of these red lights again in the direction that you want us to go? Make a knock, move something around.
There you go.
There you go.
That might mean let's go that way.
It's where I wanted to go next anyways, with the geoport.
It's the only one going on.
Oh,
Should we go?
well, that's a sign.
Let's do it.
On to
Say
the next
move over
room.
there. Okay,
Take it.
Elijah, feel free to walk over with us, man. Let's leave this static here in case one of these balls knocks off.
Okay.
So at this point in the night, we were under the impression that we were talking to a boy named Elijah and that he had something to do with the house, but we had no idea at that point that he actually did have a big role in this house. But since we didn't know anything at the time, we just kept asking questions.
Okay, just setting up for this, and this one's ready.
Lord of Demons.
What?
Never seen that before.
Lord of Demons. You know what we're right next to right now? Look at this, dude. Look at the room that we're right next to, guys. Do you think that that's a coincidence?
I kind of hope so, honestly.
Yeah. Well, this definitely would be a demon room. Okay. Well, that was certainly creepy. Okay, so we've moved to the parlor room now. This is supposed to be one of the more active rooms here in the home, especially with more intelligent communication. We've just had the Lord of Demons come through, which is really strange considering we're right next to the demon room over there.
Left side on the necrometer.
Left side.
This is the left side of the house.
Oh, that's true. And we asked where
we
we
just
should
got
go.
a spike on the K2.
Two spirits. Okay. Should ask who they are.
Dude. Oh my god. Two spirits. Do you guys interpret that as being Elijah and then the Lord of Demons? Terrifying. Really got a mixed bag here. So, gonna crack this sucker out. The moment we turn this on,
Whoa.
it sat down in the chair. Thank you for sitting down in the chair next to us. Okay, that's a little eerie, is it not? Oh, that one! That one! What?
Surrounded.
Two spirits again! Two spirits again!
Said it again.
Okay.
Okay, maybe one, two.
1, 2. Oh! Suffered again.
Suffered.
Whoa!
Well, time to
Dude,
go.
both of
They're
them
same
at the
ones.
same time.
Same ones. And these two are.
Oh!
These two
Whoa!
are. These two are not off at all over here.
Look at that!
Thank you for sitting with us.
Dude, you know what's crazy? That's setting these two off, and it's not touching the one in the middle.
And over here.
And over there.
Doorway.
So it's just these two spirits that are right here. How crazy is that as a correlation?
I did something bad.
Oh.
Okay, what did you do? What did you do bad? Tell us what you did.
This one did something bad. This one's,
That's what we go with.
maybe it feels guilty.
Maybe the dual port, restart it and see
Yeah.
if we get something.
So we're gonna,
What? What's unjotted?
I don't know.
I've never seen that word ever.
I've never,
Have you?
no idea.
Coil?
Unjotted coil? That's a new one. Well, we're gonna use the dual port right now. This is literally, for everyone who wonders what this is online, this thing runs off of a spirit box. And all it does is cut through the frequency and add reverb to it, so you can hear the voices instead of the static. So let's
Got another
spike.
spike on the K2. That's good.
Please go.
Listen, okay.
Oh,
Listen.
Stay.
oh, please go and stay.
It's the two different.
It's the two different spirits talking.
They're dueling.
Right in the center too.
Yeah, that's definitely spectacular. It's going crazy.
What the? Don't leave again.
It's scanning right there.
Dude, how crazy. How wild is that that's actually every single time that we're getting responses, that's spiking. So it's showing that that's actually reading EM energy waves. Okay, so seems like we've been talking to two spirits. If you guys are still here in the room with us, we want to make sure you are. Can you touch those red lights again? Music. Oh!
Oh, that was. Look at the music, the pianos. That was clear as day. Music. Can you just tell us your name? Whatever spirits are here, let us know your names through this box. Killed me.
I think it's Elijah. It's still Elijah. Kill me.
Elijah, are you here with us right now?
What's up? Yeah, Same
Obscure vision.
same guy.
I thought it's Edith.
Elijah, if this is you,
It's me. It's me.
yeah, thank you. Can you say your name? Elijah?
You.
No, not me. Can you say Elijah, please?
Here. Different name, different voice.
Could you maybe say one of our names? My name's Connor.
I'm Jeff.
And I'm Colin.
Can you speak?
Jeff.
Wow, it did sound like it.
Even clearer, please? What is this? Colin, Jeff, or Connor?
You again.
Same thing there.
That one was so active in the other room, that REM pod. Not gone off.
No, whatever's here is the one that's here talking to. It's like they're, look at us.
Yeah.
You're here, I'm here, Connor's there. They're doing here!
Literally right when you put it in.
I'm here.
We're still here.
We're still here. Both of them.
And that way. It's like
No, this
the
one.
one person left back over that direction.
Yeah. Look at the music.
So who are you?
I lost my life here.
Oh my god. It's Elijah this whole time.
Was it again? Elijah? Do we know a name or no?
No.
We didn't. I'm just going with what it said.
boy's name. Remember?
Gotcha.
Elijah, I would love if that's you for you.
Beatrice.
But then you can kind of think of number 10. Does that mean he's 10 years old?
Maybe.
You know, the number 10?
Beatrice.
That was up before. Beatrice. So it's like said Beatrice twice. Trying to maybe...
There's someone named Beatrice here?
Say it on here. Say it on this box. Can you say, if it's Beatrice, can you say your name on here?
Dude, look at that thing spiking.
And that stopped.
We're done.
Oh, really? Definite male than a female. It's really gotten quiet again.
Can you tell me who the mean woman is in this house that keeps scaring the people?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Were you killed by a mean woman? Maybe Beatrice killed Elijah. Dude, there's somebody right there in that chair
Can you
next
put
to
that
us.
cat collar by it? Just to see if we get double things here?
Do you like that we're here?
Oh, look at that. When I'm reading the history, I wonder if that has something to do with it.
It's kind of crazy. Develop?
Do you not like that people are in your house?
Dude, there's an Elijah in here.
There is?
Yep.
What's the... any facts?
He was one of their children.
No way.
Really? Are you serious?
Right here. Reverend Jacob Shaw McComb Sr. He's the first owner. And his wife and him had 10 kids, including Elijah E. Died at age 13, cause of death unknown.
No.
Oh.
Oh, there, look that one!
I think that's like you hit on something.
Dude, what the absolute
Look at this thing
fuck
going
is
crazy
that?
now.
Demon.
Oh boy.
Jeff,
Died at
look at
the-
this.
Let's look at it. Let's see it.
Look at this right
At the
here.
age of 13.
Elijah E. died at age 13, cause of death
You
unknown.
want to look at it so it's clear?
I see it right there. We did not know
Wow.
that. We had no control over that whatsoever, and we didn't even know this. This wasn't covered on our tour.
And you've been concentrating on
Elijah.
Yeah.
Oh my
there it
God.
is. It's like yes.
It's him. It's Elijah. This has to be some of the most intelligent spirit contact we've ever had. I mean, dude, out of all these names too, we could have gotten John G, Sarah, David, Emma, Jacob.
When he was a little boy.
The same age as that boy in that closet. Same age as the boy who has the
Hey,
weird wound in his chest that
many
they
kids-
see here.
How many kids are listed there? How many?
10.
What?
10.
The number 10.
10. It said 10
It's like
too.
the
10
number-
brothers and
It
sisters.
said the number 10. Remember?
Yes. It also said the number 10 and it just said the number 3. 13. He was 13 when he died.
Number 10 and the number 3. Add them together.
Think about
So
that.
look at there's 10 children
And the number 10, number
and
3,
10 and 3,
13.
13 years old.
He was 13 when he
I
died.
mean, that's how they're maybe communicating.
That is
You know?
weird.
They're like,
what?
yeah, that's it.
Okay, Elijah, I think you're here. Can you please say yes or I'm here or use your voice and tell us something? We would love to hear your voice. I'm sorry.
Sorry.
It sounded like a boy too. What are you sorry for?
I said, Elijah, can you
I'm
come?
in my. What is it?
I said, Elijah, can you come sit with us? And immediately,
You just gotta go with the idea it's Elijah for sure.
Dude, I'm trying to see
What-
if there's
what do you wanna
anything
try to
else
get out
about
of it?
Elijah.
So Elijah, tell us, how'd you die? Tell us through here. Use your energy and let us know, how did you die?
That's crazy. Elijah was born on the property, died age 13.
No way.
He was born on property, died age 13, unknown causes. Yeah. Buried. I thought it said buried. Dude. Oh my God. And you know his...
What if he was buried alive?
His first mom, or the Reverend's first wife, Emily, is thought to be buried here too. Grandfather. His wife Emily is supposed to be buried here too. And they had another son, John G., who was 5 months old, who they don't know how he died either, and he's supposed to be maybe buried here.
So look on that book again. They have a lineage there, Colin.
What was the last
And
name?
do they have a grandfather? A grandfather? Is it a Barry, Gary, Larry? I mean, it's not like a guy, older guy, sound like came through.
His Jacob McComb and Mary Polly Evans.
Mary.
Yep.
So is the
Gary,
McComb
Larry,
family here right now?
Yep. Reverend Jacob Shaw McComb.
Oh!
Yes.
Both.
I think it just said is.
It's me.
Dude.
Wilson. Look at this thing. I just gotta understand, it was just quiet. There's a lot of energy here.
Woman. Dude, they came back into this. It's like they came back in when we started cracking the
said
code.
it's the McComb family here,
Yes.
and then it, boom.
Look at this going.
Maybe they're all here. Look at that
That's
one,
what
dude.
crazy.
Whoa, I just heard something from that here.
Fine. That's a, dude. It's like they're buried here. I wonder if they know where he's buried.
Elijah, can you tell us what happened to you? Why did you die at such a young age?
There's so many names. Hey.
Elijah, are you the boy with the cut on your stomach? Did that say me?
Yeah. That's just insane, though. Elijah. What are the odds? One of the only people in this entire book, they don't know how they died. I'm a woman. Maybe that's his first wife. Is this Emily McCombs?
Oh! Like, that's a yes or no over there.
Emily, is that you? Can you step away? And it said, I'm a woman?
And then it said it's us.
So it's Emily and Elijah that are here. Can you say yes or we're here?
Love.
I thought I said hello. Hello.
I know. What? It sounded like it just said there.
Yeah.
I mean, it sounded like it repeated it right here.
It's like she's right here.
I am.
Emily or Elijah, can you come sit down on the chair next to me?
That thing, the K2 keeps spiking.
Mm-hmm.
There's just like a lot of stuff going on.
I keep thinking
Look at that
I
thing.
see like little things on the corner of my eyes, like white.
She will harm you.
Oh.
She will harm me. Is this not Emily?
Okay, Emily, if we're talking to you, move this clockwise.
Hi.
Colin. Look at that. It's clockwise. Can you say your name, Emily? If it's you, say it in the box. I did. Dude, sure it did.
If we go back and find another Emily, and that was a woman's voice too. Emily, can you
Okay.
say it one more time? We're gonna really listen.
Look at how still this is.
Dream again.
Okay, look at it. It's just,
Dreams
it's
here.
just, look at Colin, look how still that is. Emily, if that's you, make this go clockwise. Look at that.
Don't trust the bad ones.
Emily,
Look at this, Colin.
did you hear Emily? Oh my God.
Okay, Colin, Look at that. Okay, Emily, if that's you, can you make this stop? Make it stop.
What is going on?
Look at that. Look at Colin. It's f***ing a string.
It's a string.
It's just like
string.
straight down.
Dude, right when you put that down.
Wow, that's really cool. I love pendulums, man.
All right, so we want to talk one more time.
man.
I want to speak once more to Elijah. It seems like you got shot. Can you tell us how you died? Did someone shoot you with a gun? Were you stabbed?
Secrets.
Okay. Move around.
I was just about to ask
Okay.
where we should go.
So, we know it's a secret, but you can tell us. Like how you died? Who are you asking that to? Emily or Elijah?
Okay.
Me? So Elijah, tell us how you died then. It's okay to tell us your secret. No one can harm you or anything. Just let us know. Famous.
Knox.
Knox.
Do you want us to move to a different room?
Leave.
Attic harbors evil.
Attic.
Oh my god.
The master bedroom.
The master bedroom where the evil, the negativity.
The attic is above the bed. The only entrance.
Oh, right when we're talking about where to go to.
So we need to go there.
Yes.
Let's go.
All right, Elijah, Emily, if you want to follow us up there,
Yep.
we'd love to keep talking to you.
Lord of Demons again.
No.
Lord of Demons.
What?
Attic harbors evil, and then Lord of Demons. Okay.
That's the second time it said Lord of Demons.
And that's the one room that he had feared the most, Steve.
With the attic in it. And
With the
on
attic
the
in
interview,
it.
he tells us that the attic's in that very room.
And had his only case of sleep paralysis was in that room.
Damn, this is crazy.
Remember like a dark tornado, you said?
Yes.
It's kind of like also
You should go.
the story in here where she saw the like
Yeah.
weird.
Uh-huh.
They said it was like the mouth of the tornado, not
Yeah.
like
She said
a sign.
I talked to like a portal
Yeah.
developed just in space. Like a window opened up like this. Find it.
The portal.
Ooh, wow.
are
Oh, it's like gave us.
Gave us something.
This is what she do.
And
Hey, go
also
do it.
go
Thank
find
you're
it.
welcome.
That closet up there
Yeah.
has got the
Oh,
two
yeah.
mirrors on each
Yes.
side, like a portal.
Yes,
And
and
that
he said
door.
that even on the interview, he said that's people think that's not a good idea.
And that door opens on its own. Remember that? In the other room, that closes really tight.
Yes.
So he closed that. So is it open?
I hope not. Well, I hope so. But I mean, think about it. We say we're about to move. It says something about attic and then find it, the evil. All right, we're gonna go to the attic. Is that a good idea or is it a bad idea? My final question.
Many died here.
Many died here. Careful.
All right, guys, we are now gonna head upstairs. Obviously, I don't know if this is the best idea or what exactly is going on, but this has been a seriously wild investigation. I mean, it's saying goodbye right there.
You're getting up.
Stroke.
This is me.
Stroke! Didn't somebody have a stroke in here? I can't remember.
Remember, this is where they saw patients
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
have a stroke.
And two people died of heart attacks.
Right here.
They'd be
Yes.
waiting here, and they'd see him there, and obviously many people would have a stroke, you know,
Yeah.
that would come in here with stroke symptoms.
Okay, well,
All right.
let's do this. So the Elijah revelation was so insane. I mean, how is that possible? We hadn't seen the book. The owner, Steve, didn't mention anything about Elijah during the tour of the home. And Before we even checked out the book, we were saying it seems like a young boy named Elijah who had died in a strange way. We kind of connected the dots between the boy that was seen under the stairs, upstairs with his stomach. And yeah, when we looked at the book and saw that Elijah, who was 13 at the time, had died in a mysterious way. I mean, you can't make that stuff up. That's the sort of thing that, as an investigator, gives you chills because it's almost direct validation that there is something on the other side. But there was something else there in the building, something darker. And that's how we felt we had to head upstairs to the area where this scary energy lies to see if we could talk to that thing too. Okay guys, so right now we are upstairs. This is the area where we have been led to this evening. And we're sitting down, we're going to do a DR60 before we walk around and look for SLS figures. But if you remember, just moments ago, somebody, maybe Elijah, warned us that up in this area, in the attic, which is right above Connor,
Only access.
the only access to the attic. This is the room where negative experiences happen, sleep paralysis, scary activity. It was saying there is something, well, they called the Lord of Demons. So,
Well, there you go. By the way, let's point out that can any of us fit through that hole to get to the attic?
no. Maybe.
Maybe.
I could give it a shot.
Yeah, go for it, Connor.
I'd have to go on a liquid diet for 10 days.
Yeah. Okay, well.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay, guys, let's, what should we try to figure out? Who Elijah is?
I want to figure out what happened to Elijah.
Oh, me too.
You look very snazzy, Colin.
Thank you.
All I see is yellow.
All right. I want to reintroduce ourselves to whoever's up here. My name's Colin.
My name's Connor.
My name's Jeff.
We're just coming here to have a chat with you. You told us to come up here. Elijah, if you're here, can you tell us how you died?
Elijah, are you the boy that Steven keeps seeing walking around the house?
There's a knock back here too. Did you hear it? Whoa. It's going nuts. How about the side? Okay, Elijah, you told us downstairs how old you were when you died. Can you tell us how old you were when you died?
Who is the person or thing that you were calling the Lord of Demons? Who or what is that?
Who's the person that likes scaring people in this house? What is your name?
So Elijah, or whoever you are, that you live here evidently, what's the owner's name, the man that showed us around tonight? What's his name?
My final question. Are you buried on this property?
Did you hear that? I just heard like a dude talking in there. I'm hearing like, oh, like right over here. I don't know if I'm going crazy.
You're hearing talking right
Like-
there?
Like, oh.
I just get to say something.
If that's you I hear crying, can you make a noise?
Or make a knocking noise?
Just done. Just like that. Hey, did you just hear that?
What?
Like a shuffling?
No.
Right when you were talking. Like in the room in there. Or what's out there?
The doll room.
The doll room. Okay.
Can you knock on something like this?
Jeez. Second best thing.
Or open or shut a door, or I'd love to hear you move some objects or throw something, or can we just hear you? Oh, I'm getting ear ringing.
I'll get that one. Something's about to happen. I don't have it right now.
Oh, was that your chair?
I
I heard it.
Oh!
Just like that.
Maybe it's
Once again.
want us to go in the other room. Maybe like,
Maybe wants to go us in there.
yeah, maybe it's afraid of being in this room. If it's Elijah.
Now, what if the sound that he heard that first night was someone trying to get out of that closet?
I don't like that. I don't like that at all, Connor. Are you trapped in the closet?
I just heard that like whining noise again out here.
Like a guy?
It's like a woman crying. Like,
Just shut up.
I swear, I like keep hearing it.
A woman crying?
Yes. Y'all can't hear that.
I'm not hearing anything, are
Not
you?
really. I'm trying to.
I feel like I'm going
Like you're
crazy
hearing
because I'm like
You
I'm
are.
hearing it like over and over again.
Hold up. Well, if you are hearing that, that's really freaky, because remember what he said during the interview?
About like how that old woman, you could smell her perfume, but
yeah.
his wife couldn't smell it.
No, I'm talking about how he heard people hear a woman crying all the time coming from up here.
Really? I don't
Remember at the
remember
very
that.
beginning of the interview, he said that's one of the most common things. They'll hear a woman crying upstairs.
We used to have a table set up here, and I would sit and do my office notes, my dermatology notes, and again, I'm totally in medical mode, not thinking about ghost hunting. And so I'm sitting there doing those, and I hear what I think is Julie wailing. Judy's just like sobbing, just heartbroken, kind of crying. And so I run back there thinking she got a call from home, somebody's passed or something bad's happened. There's nobody there. Judy's in the apartment, she's fine. We've had multiple people hear a crying woman in here, both before we got the place and since then.
I think it's even more unsettling that you guys can't hear
And it's
that.
coming from the...
Oh!
Yeah, jeez.
Maybe you're onto something with that.
What'd you just say?
That even like the smell of he said there was that old woman's like perfume smell.
Yeah.
But like there was multiple times where like he was the only one who could smell it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and she had like
And
really...
she couldn't.
had a really good
Yeah.
sense of smell.
You ready to hear this?
Yeah. Let's do it.
Alright, I want to reintroduce ourselves to whoever's up here. My name's Colin. My name's Connor. My name's Jeff. We're just coming here to have a chat with you. You told us to come up here. Elijah, you're here. Can you tell us how you died? Elijah, are you the boy that didn't keep seeing walking around the house? There's a knife back here.
That's a deep voice. There's a whisper.
That's why I said hear that.
Yes.
Okay, Elijah, you told us downstairs how old you were when you died. Can you tell us how old you were when you died?
Oh.
Who
Dude, you gotta amplify that, because that's what it sounds like.
Tell us downstairs how old you were when you died. Can you tell us how old you were when you died?
I'm 13.
Is the person or thing
I think he said something before 13.
Can you tell us how old you were when you died?
I'm 13.
I'm 13.
Oh my God. Try it
That's
again.
very late.
Elijah, you told us downstairs how old you were when you died. Can you tell us how old you were when you died?
Oh my God. I'm 13.
Person or thing that you are calling the Lord of Demons. Who or what is that? Who is the person that likes scaring people in this house? What is your name? So Elijah or whoever you are, the person that likes scaring people in this house. What is your name?
What is that?
No, that right there. Listen to that.
Yeah.
What is that? Who is the person that likes scaring people in this house? What is your name? So Elijah or whoever you are, who is the person that likes scaring people in this house? What is your name? So Elijah or whoever you are, you live here evidently, what's the owner's name, the man that showed us around tonight? What's his name? My final question, are you buried on this property?
There's some talking.
Wow.
Yeah, I think Jesus.
Oh my God.
I think there's a lot again in there that, you know, once you listen to it, like I'm 13, like at first you hear it, but then as you learn that device to listen, you can really hear it.
Yeah.
Once you hear it, it's like, okay, now I can really, it starts to get more vivid,
Yeah.
right?
The second floor of the house felt so different than the first floor. However, it still seemed like Elijah was still there with us, but he was warning us about something that we were going to run into. And that dark thing would definitely show itself.
Look, you've been gone, man. Look at this. I'm mapping the room. Look at this, dancing on the bed.
Oh shit.
Look at that.
Can you lay down on the bed?
Damn, look at this
Can you
thing.
lay down on the
Is
bed?
it hanging? Or no, it's standing like on
Dude,
the
it's
bed.
kind of by the attic. It's by the attic, isn't it?
I'm gonna go up. I don't know if he's gonna go up. Oh, shit.
Oh, there he went.
Damn.
Oh,
Too.
What the f? It looks like he either ran.
So, okay, so he was
Dude, what the hell?
right here. Right there by the pillow. Right above
Dude,
the
he
attic.
was right underneath the attic.
Can you film that? Like, he was right... Okay, so he was standing right here, and he went straight up there. That's the attic.
To the attic.
Oh, and I'm chilled here.
I ran downstairs because my blood sugar's low to
Ooh.
get soda.
Yeah, we're just like playing with this, and thing popped up.
Huh? Look it, look it.
Okay, this is where it was.
Oh,
Oh, what other one?
both. It's both temperature and EMF. Right when I set it there. Okay, so we initially wanted, what we were planning on doing is coming up here, talking for a little bit, and doing that DR60, and then doing an SLS sweep of the upstairs. But while I was gone, these guys captured, like you just saw, a figure on the bed heading up to the attic. Then it set something off over here. And then when I put the REM pod on the bed just now, it also started spiking. So there's something with this attic that's really weird that I don't understand. Be quiet and listen. I'm gonna set up the DR60 and we'll do one more. Except this time, I'm gonna put it in the closet over here. The creepy closet. Walk outside. I wanted to go to the cemetery. Is that a good thing though? The Lord of the Demons.
God, what are you right?
Look, there goes. Elijah, were you shot?
Dude, here's a figure on the floor by the bed again. Look at that big figure, man.
Where is that?
It's right there. It's right here.
You're right.
Wait a second. No, it's over there. It's over there.
On the
Yeah. On the couch, man.
Where at?
It's right there on the couch.
Oh yeah, it is on the couch.
Oh. Can you move on the bed? Holy.
I have a bad feeling about this, it said.
Dude, look at this thing's moving.
Oh, knock behind you too.
Oh, I don't want to have my back against this room.
Elijah, was that you that set that off? Or was that something else?
Oh, it's gone. It keeps coming back.
Did you hear that?
What was it?
I go,
It keeps coming back.
Did you hear that?
It keeps coming back.
Did you hear that?
who's in this room?
If you like that couch, dude, it's back. It's back. It's on the couch.
Oh, what the hell?
On the couch. Can you hop on the bed? Or maybe they are, huh? Oh, damn.
He said in the interview that he was like on the bed and he felt someone like sit down on the bed next to him.
Oh yeah.
And you have the sleep paralysis right there.
I have a really bad feeling with my back to this closet.
11 o'clock. Okay, is there a demon in here? Or why do you keep saying Lord of Demons? Elijah, are you buried on this property?
How do we 13 was really cool.
Let's just walk around and try to look for SLS and noises. Let's go this way because these doors are open. This doll looks like 5 and like 63 at the same time.
Good point.
Why don't you stand back there and try to communicate?
Elijah, we're looking for you. Are you in here?
Dude, right when we took a break.
Okay,
look
so
at this. On that
Jeff,
chair in the corner.
You got one right there?
Yeah, I do. Look at right on top of that doll right there.
It's like sitting in the rocking chair.
Can you make it like? Can you stand up on top of the chair?
That doll is staring me right in the fucking eyes, too. Freaky ass doll.
Oh, look at it stood up. Look at it standing on the chair legs.
What's up with its head? Oh. Is that you, Elijah?
I just wrote something out.
Look at its foot is on the chair. On the actual chair.
What do you want to do with it?
I don't know.
Oh, what was that?
Dude,
What was that?
do you have your DRC?
Wait, was that a crayon? No.
Crayon.
What was that noise? Something just fell to the floor.
Hey, dude, look at this. Though.
Look at that crayon.
Look at this standing on the chair like yes.
You mean a crayon?
No, but I'm dead serious, dude.
That
Colin.
I think that is what fell.
Yeah, that would be fucking insane if it was, because it was over here.
Okay, look
Was
at
it
this.
on the book?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They were on the book earlier.
Maybe go over and put your hand over by it or something. Okay, just put your hand out. Oh, it's got its head. It's on your head.
Huh?
The hand is right on your head. See that?
Yeah.
Elijah, is that
It's
you?
f***ing rubbing your head, dude. It's kind of funny. Can you feel anything on your neck or your face? Oh, it's on you now. Look at that. It jumped on you. It's f***ing straddling it,
Weirdly
dude.
enough,
It really is.
I do have ringing in my ears.
It's gone.
Okay.
Look at.
Well, somebody was here. I mean, they seem to be in every room up here. I think Jeff was a little too focused on that because he missed out on, I think, a crayon flying off
it was.
the bed.
It fell
Or
down
something.
here.
Because something fell when you were standing there.
It was
I want to say it was a f***ing crayon.
Yeah, I mean, I picked this one up off the ground.
Did pick it up.
Or a crayon.
Yeah, crayon.
Crayon.
I call it crayon. So, through using the SLS, I think we can all agree we've identified a couple entities or people that are up here. But the question is, I still think it's Elijah, but there's two people. Who's this other person? Like, who do you think? I mean, there's something that's like almost negative and just like whatever is making people feel bad in the house.
Yeah.
Lord of Demons.
Dude, I don't like that thing at all. It keeps scaring the shit out
Let's
of
see what it said.
It's been saying things the whole time.
Surveillance, fancy, I don't know, need to speak, possessed, definitely, enter. Possessed? Right when I said that.
Okay, so I think the SLS here, that first one jetted up into the attic.
Yeah.
I think there's definitely a connection with that one. There's one on here. Where else? I mean, one by the bed over there. There's one in there. There's like several, you know.
You want to possess somebody in this house and you haven't gotten the chance to yet? Maybe that's why you're kind of aggressive?
Purple. What the hell is that?
What is that walking?
Yeah, there was definitely. Oh, right there. No. Is it up there?
Oh. What the f*** is that? True. Do you want to possess someone? True.
It sounds like there's someone walking behind me.
I know.
I remember they were saying right
Yeah,
here.
it's right over. It's over here.
Right here in this doorway, people will be in here and see someone popping their head in.
So look at 8 o'clock.
This is my 8.
That's right.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
Mine's right here.
8
It's the
o'clock.
possession corner.
Mine's over here.
Oh, I just got a weird f***ing feeling from this closet.
That's Jeff's 8.
Yeah, true.
Well,
No, I mean, I'm serious,
and
dude.
plus the stick figure was here on this couch too. So there's definitely somebody over here. What is that?
Remember how I've been saying? So lately I've been saying I can like see kind of things randomly. I feel like I just saw like kind of like halfway up that, like a white, all white thing just like was looking at us and went around, and my ears ringing like a motherfucker. Which is
Well,
actually
you know how
really
she was
creepy.
saying she keeps seeing this like
Yeah.
black and white.
Oh yeah. But this was just like a white, like something was watching us and it just left through that
there?
door. Yeah. Children!
It's back here, guys. Oh, it's behind you. It's right there. It's where this figure's been.
Remember, he even said that he sees this like little woman standing here.
Ah.
That's about as high as what I was just describing right here.
What the f***? Okay.
We should bring out the dowsing rods and see where it wants us to do the Estes. Well, we need it. I just said where, to find out where we should do it. Basement. Is there a basement?
No.
Do you ask them? We could ask them. What if there is a fucking basement?
There might be a door down there. We could just go look.
I mean, that could even also kind of mean the area underneath the stairs. If it's the lowest part of the house.
Yeah.
Let's bring this stuff back down. So we have to skip ahead right now through this scene because we are filming a Ouija board documentary. This thing is going to be released on October 30th, the Monday before Halloween, so please mark your calendars. It is a crazy, crazy video, but during the session, we had some crazy REM pod stuff start to happen, and yeah, I wish I could show you the footage, but that's going to be in the documentary. But afterwards, we knew that we had talked to somebody, and there was only one way we felt like we could talk to them further. Hey everybody, it's Colin here. Thank you for watching today's video. Hello to all the new subscribers, and hello to the rest of our beautiful, wonderful, spooky family. As you know, every single week here on the channel, we give away a free gift bag to one lucky viewer of the show. And this week, to enter the contest, all you have to do is like today's video, let's smash that like button, and comment, "That house is haunted," in the comments section below. I'm gonna give you all 10 seconds to do this now. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So go comment. You can comment multiple times. It helps the video so much. But anyways, let's get back to today's video. Thank you for listening to my little spiel. I love you guys so much, and stay spooky.
So at this point, we decided that we needed to do an Estes method, as we always do. But we really wanted to dive in deeper and to see what Elijah was doing there, or what else was there that we were talking to. And we were about to see that darkness.
Okay, so right now we are going to end the investigation. We just had, if you haven't seen the Ouija documentary, it's probably not out yet. We just had a crazy Ouija board session where something may be following us right now. Don't want to talk about that. Some really creepy shit going on. We're here in the closet where Steve, the owner, had his first sighting here inside of the house, and it was of a little boy. So we're theorizing that that may be Elijah, who we've been speaking to this evening. This is where a basement maybe could be referring to. We don't really know, but these two are going to ask some questions. I'm going to go under, and let's finish this thing out. Wait.
Is there anybody
Jeff.
here with us?
Yeah, I'm here. How about somebody other than me? Who else is here?
Who's the little boy?
Couple.
Who's the little boy we've been talking to?
We're here.
Who else is with the boy? If we assume it's Elijah, you say we?
Dad.
Okay. Who's them?
Is it the Macomb family?
You know what? I'm getting cold behind me. I don't know if I like this, man. Oof. First,
Are you the little kid that likes to play Yahtzee?
multiple people.
Did you die here?
Are there multiple people related? Are you guys related? Family?
No. Creepy man's voice. But they're here.
Are you one of the people that were buried out in the back?
West. 39. Elijah. Straight up Elijah. Ooh, dude, I feel like there's somebody's hand running up my back, man.
Elijah, have you been following us around all night?
West.
I mean, would that be
Uh-huh.
like the Pioneers going west?
The key.
Did you live here?
That's weird that I heard the key. Remember, we got key earlier when it said find it. What's the key?
Did you used to live here in this house?
No.
Are you from the graveyard in the back? Tell me something.
Motherfucker. Jordan. Write that name down. Let's look in the book afterwards, by the way, guys. Jordan.
So why are you here?
What? You heard is false. What you heard is false. Yellow fever. Get out.
What's your name?
There's a yellow fever sign upstairs.
Yeah. Who are
David.
You're David?
Write that name down too. I can't remember the other one already, but David and whatever that was. Wench.
So why are you stuck?
Correct.
Why are you stuck here?
He f***ed me. Honor it. South.
Do you not like when people come here?
Can't. I feel like somebody's right behind me, bro.
Are you behind Colin right now?
Porch. See me. The left. Dude, random comment. I felt something really weird on the porch over there a couple seconds ago. Jinx. Elijah again. Elijah. But it's like Elijah. Same voice. Doesn't sound like a boy.
Elijah, where are you? Are you hiding?
I'm right there. I'm right or not. I'm right something.
Who's behind Colin?
The Lord. You know, me.
The Lord. The Lord. Oh, wasn't it the Lord of Demons?
It's dark.
Oh, the Lord of Demons.
Yeah. Oh, that's creepy.
And what
We're
if that-
connected to him.
That was the one that was pretending to be Elijah.
I feel fucking creepy.
Interesting. Okay.
Are you pretending to be Elijah?
Yeah.
There's a chance.
So,
A little boy. Ugh,
pretend
that one fucking freaked me out. What the f, man? I'm getting chills.
dealing with, man. Lord of Demons.
Rabbit, run.
Pretending to be Elijah. Is that
The bank took my house. People talk. Help me.
maybe some different people here?
Yeah.
Screw you.
Is this still Elijah? Well, it doesn't have to be Elijah. He didn't have a house at 13 years old. Can you tell me what happened to Elijah?
What happened to his stomach?
I feel like I'm getting like a scratch back here.
Shit.
Bullet.
A bullet? Hey. Maybe
So you were, so he was killed?
like exit wound?
Yeah.
Okay. Who killed
Over vegetables.
Killed over vegetables?
Ooh. Harvest.
Who shot Elijah? It sounds like
Owner.
Okay.
That one
Drinking out of
Yeah.
vegetable
Right.
shop or something?
Farm or something.
Just listen, please.
I feel like there's like so many spirits in this house.
Yeah.
I'll follow
and they're
you.
all trying to communicate at the same time.
Ugh, I don't like
And
that
so
at all. I'm
nothing
getting
really makes
creeped out
sense.
back here, man. This is actually like one of the hardest Estes I've done.
You can't.
Because I don't know what you guys are asking, but I'm feeling like fucking like something that I don't feel like is Elijah. Like a dark something behind me.
Okay, I think you have.
Dark! I just heard dark! Something, but right, like that. Ugh.
I think we got
Clown.
Lord of the Demons.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god, dude. Something just oh my god, dude.
Something grab you?
Yes. No. I am not kidding you. I that was like up my leg.
Really?
Yes. You didn't touch me or anything?
No.
Dude. I do not want to go back in there. What were you asking?
Well,
I mean,
Lord of the Demons.
Yeah.
What the hell
It
though?
was kind of like a bunch of just random stuff, and then like I said, like I feel like something's like pretending to be something, but it's like not actually.
Dude. Oh my god, that just actually shook me up so badly.
I've never seen you jump like that.
No, that was like legitimate out of nowhere. Like something like just grabbed my leg. Like I thought you guys were like
No.
doing something, but it just wow. That was like really clearly. Okay, y'all, so to kind of explain what just happened, I'm not gonna go step foot back in that house because I am very, very freaked out. And you could see in that reaction how genuine that was. It's been like 20 minutes since then, and I'm just trying to calm down a little bit, but it really felt like, I was like saying to these guys, we've talked about this, about how it felt like kind of dark, and when whatever that was grabbed me, it just felt like pure negativity, if that makes sense, which was like really f***ing scary, and I feel just so on edge right now. Yeah, that was a lot, wasn't it? Mm-hmm. My heart is still beating.
There was a lot of activity. I mean, the last thing here with Colin coming busting out of that closet, that was the weirdest thing that I've seen for quite a while. Had some definite fear on his face. And
yeah, I mean, that was pure fear for some reason. Like, why?
I think Connor and I were just, putting it together like Lord of the Demons, right? And then Elijah,
and like right
pretending,
when you popped
boom,
out of the closet.
right away. Like, who was behind you? Lord of the Demons.
No way.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we thought.
Well, I was saying, it seems like it's something pretending to be Elijah.
Right.
And I think at one point of the night we did speak to Elijah, maybe.
Yeah.
But as the night went on, like when we did the Ouija board, it started to seem like it wasn't Elijah we were talking to, and we're like, well, I mean, it said all this stuff about like Lord of the Demons, even having the voodoo closet over there. I mean, the owner even was telling us afterwards that, I mean, he the other day had some mediums out here that they were saying the exact same thing as we were saying, that like we think that it's something that's trying to act like it's a little boy, but it's not actually a little boy. And so it was right when I started kind of putting two and two together, that's when you popped out of the closet, and so that scared the shit out of me.
Yeah, it scared the shit out of me too.
I think, all paranormal shows would be, for me at least, would be more, I think, a little more interesting if we could actually have more conversations afterwards with the owner, but you can't. I mean, logistically, it's impossible. Just that little bit we had with him, like last night, he said they had two boys. They were a 10-year-old, 3-4-year-old. Well, we got age 10 and age 3 on the, right? Stuff like that's interesting. It'd be neat, and if you could put it together a little more, I think you could, if you had some, talk afterwards like that. And it's fun to do that tonight.
I'm still shaking. I'm really fucking freaked out. I can't even explain this, because it wasn't like an evil night, where we were freaking out the whole time. It was like just really intelligent, but wow. So we're gonna head home, but thank you guys for watching. We love you. And from here in Missouri, I guess this is it. Let's get a good one in here.
Okay.
Stay spooky. Oh, it's gonna be a spooky night tonight, especially since I almost shit my pants. And then
Castle House is a very, very cool location. Just the immense history of this place, being involved in the Civil War, and so many other things since then. I think this is definitely a paranormal hotspot that not enough people are talking about. With the cemetery being in the back of the house, and all this different activity that we were getting inside, I mean, this is definitely a place to remember, for sure. We got some amazing evidence in this place, and there's not much else to say, but this place is definitely haunted.
So at the end of the day, the haunted castle house is one of those places that is definitely haunted, and I can tell you that from experience. When whatever that was grabbed my leg, the top of my leg, you can see in my reaction, this isn't like a fake type of fear where you're trying to make yourself freaked out or you're psyched out. It was like a jump scare type fear where all of a sudden I felt like someone had clamped down onto my leg as hard as they could. And at the time we weren't talking to anything necessarily evil, and the investigation wasn't evil, but that scared the absolute shit out of me. And I know that happened to me at the Hinsdale house. I don't know if I'm becoming more in tune with spirits or what, but even Connor and Jeff didn't believe me. They were like, oh, you had to be like pulling our legs, pulling a prank on us, I'm like, no, it really felt like somebody grabbed my leg as hard as they could, and it scared the hell out of me. But I don't know, there's a lot of energy there at the castle house. There's a lot of spirits. There's so many bodies there, so many names that they still don't know. And I feel like more people need to visit the location and try to figure out who's in the house themselves. But for this time, it's Colin here. We love you guys so much. We'll see you next week. And as always, stay spooky. Hello.